Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I'm up today with another 12 by 12 layout on our channel, and I am using a cut file from Virginia Walker's cut file shop, Confessions of a Paper Addict. This is actually half of a cut file. If you've watched a few of our other videos, you might know that I have used one cut file 3 times, but the same cut file, if that makes sense. I cut it once and then I made 3 layouts with the one cut file, and this is the last layout. So all of that happened very quickly that you just saw, but basically the photo that I'm using is the very first photo that was taken of Link and I when he was born. And the cut file says little one with an arrow, and I'm just using a 12 by 12 paper pad, which I picked up quite cheap from Spotlight. I'm just checking what it's called. It's called Crafter's Choice Kids Play. It's a cheapish 12 by 12 paper pad, and the paper is quite thin, but the patterns are super cute, and I knew that obviously I'd be making lots of baby layouts this year, so I bought it last year and I'm really happy with it. So I used that paper, and I also got some ephemera from the Pebbles collection called, I'm not sure what this is called actually. No, but it's a Pebbles collection, and it's a baby boy themed, but it's like nautical themed. So I'm using that ephemera. My sister gave it to me actually in our crafty advent calendar, and so I've got the ephemera pack, the puffy stickers, and the normal stickers. And so yeah, I'm using that, and I backed the cut file off camera, and just using the papers from the paper pad. And then now I am just sort of creating some paper clusters. That's not the word I was looking for. Paper layers to go under my photo. And I've just decided to rip some of the papers up just to add a little bit of texture. Oh, the other thing I also did was outlined around the little one words and the arrow, because looking at this layout on camera, the title does get hidden a little bit, but in real life it pops out enough. You can tell the title, it's really easy to see, but on camera it does get a little bit lost with that background paper. So I just wanted to do the outline just so that the title would pop up a bit more. I was trying to stitch around the layout, and I did stitch around the L, but because the cut file had already been cut by my sister, because I don't currently have a machine, but come June in my birthday I'm getting one, but the cut file had already been cut and I wanted to try stitching around it, so I just used a pin to pin holes in it, but really the cut file wasn't wide enough, and so I ended up ripping some of the paper, and I quickly realized this wasn't going to work. I think I did like 3 stitches and I was like, no, not going to work. So then I just used a pen to outline around it to give not the same effect obviously as stitching, but I guess to draw your eye to the title. So I did that. I have layered my photo under 1, 2, 3 paper layers, but I also put a piece of pattern paper behind the photo as well as a border. And so yeah, I ripped 3 of the pattern papers and used those as kind of extra texture. Now that I'm watching this going, oh, that's right, I was going to use some tissue paper, but I didn't. But in my head, when I was sort of thinking through this layout at the start, I thought, oh, I'll use tissue paper, but clearly I didn't at the time. So I'm trying to work out how to fit my title and my photos on the page. So I printed out these photos using the my Epson PictureMate and the Epson PictureMate software, which allows you to put 2 3x4 photos onto one 4x6. The photos are basically identical. They're not. I'm smiling bigger in one than the other, but they're the same photo. I printed them out. I thought I'll just put both of them on the layout, and so I did. But because I sort of didn't cut the photo in half, I just was trying to work out how to fit the photo and the title kind of in, I guess, the center almost of the layout. It ends up being a slight diagonal, obviously because of my photo is going in a slight diagonal, but then the layout and the embellishments sort of tend to follow the diagonal as well, and I'm really happy with how it all came together in the end. So I do decide to kind of hang my photo off the side. I haven't really done that before. I do it with embellishments all the time, but I haven't actually done it with a photo before, where I then obviously have to trim the end, and I'm really happy with how it looks, and I think I'll potentially incorporate that again. So I have already put, foam on the back of this title. And so that took me ages, so I edited that out because I cut up bits of my foam. I don't like to waste any of my foam, so I was cutting up all the kind of, I guess, the waste parts to stick on the back. And then I did make this layout over an entire day in my son's sleep. He only sleeps for half an hour at a time during the day, which makes it difficult to get scrapbooking done and, you know, priorities. And so I've had to stop and start it quite a few times, which is why the light changes and the angle is slightly different each time because I have to take my phone in and out. Oh, it's all very complicated, but I did get it finished. So I am doing the title and now I'm just looking at my embellishments. So at the moment I know where my title's going, and I sort of had a bit of a think about embellishments before I started filming this layout, and I knew a few things I wanted to do. I was thinking about adding something extra to the title, and I probably could have, and maybe I should have. I wanted to say hello little one, you know, or welcome little one, but the stickers there, which are the American Crafts, what are they? They're up beside me now. Grace and Thickers they're called, and they're baby boy themed. I wanted to use those stickers. They're silver, they're cute. I don't have any other silver thickers, and I wanted, if it had the word welcome, I think I would have used it, but it didn't. So I just left it with little one. And what am I doing? Oh, that's right. I'm just going through the ephemera, kind of clustering a few things. I end up doing a cluster down the bottom left, the top right, and one near sort of the word one, the end of the word one. And yeah, that's where my clusters sort of end up going. I've got 3 clusters, and I'm just looking at the ephemera pieces. These ephemera pieces, there are a lot of big pieces that had a lot of words, and I didn't want too many words. I don't know, I'm just going through a phase where I don't like too many words on my ephemera. So I've stuck down my title. I just edited that part out. It took me forever to peel the backing off the foam that was on the back of the little one and the arrow. So I edited that out, and then I've trimmed my photo so that the layout's square again, and now I will commit to sticking on my clusters. So I think I work on the bottom left cluster first, but I can't really remember. Yeah, I am. So you can see here I've got 2, I call them leaves. I think they were possibly supposed to be seaweed because it is a nautical themed collection, that Pebbles one, but I'm just going with leaves. So I've put them down the bottom left. I've got a little cloud up in the top right that says "Oh baby," and then I'm going with this cute little onesie, and then I put a kite on. No rhyme or reason. It was just cute. It kind of went in that space quite well. So the kite goes there beside the E in one. And I don't actually know what I'm doing. Oh, just looking through the ephemera pieces, trying to figure out what else I might like to include, and then trying to finalise that ephemera or that cluster. I did think about at one point putting something in the bottom right, but I was like, no, I need to keep it with the diagonal. That looks much better. So I flipped the floral leaf pieces around and made them point down, and I like that much better. And I'm looking at my puffy stickers. There's some super cute puffy stickers there. I've got so many ideas for this collection, and I'm super excited now to use it with some other photos that I have. So I didn't use any of the, I guess, more nautical themed embellishments because I've got a few other layouts I want to use those on. So I kind of stuck with the more generic baby embellishments rather than the kind of real water or nautical theme. So I'm sticking down that cluster on the right, sticking down those 2 leaves or seaweed pieces, and then sticking down the onesie. And I think at that point, I'm trying to think of what came next. I'm trying to anticipate what came next. I'm doing the voiceover the same day I made this layout. You think that I would remember. Oh, that's right. I have got a little, a pin on the puffy sticker pack, and I was trying to work out where to put it, and I couldn't figure it out then, but it does go back on the layout. I do put one in each cluster, even though we don't use cloth nappies here, so I don't actually use those pins, but they're certainly very synonymous with babies, aren't they? even though not that many people use cloth nappies anymore in terms of the disposable nappy industry. We should use them for environmental reasons, but we are just a people of convenience now, aren't we? Anyway, on that side note, I'm creating my cluster at the top right. I decided I wanted to hang that embellishment, the cloud, oh baby, off the side at the top right, just to keep the flow going. Otherwise, I had my layout sort of falling off on the left-hand side, but not the right-hand side. So I wanted it to be falling off the page, so to speak, on the right-hand side as well. So here I am adding those little puffy stickers. I did stick down the kite as well. So the puffy stickers have gone down. As I said, there's a little pin in each of the clusters. And now I think I am adding some stars, potentially. Yeah. Adding some stars. And I know I add some stars from the sticker sheet as well. So these are the die cut packs, but I do add some stars from the sticker sheet. Had to go get my baby. Now I'm back. Once he's gone down for his next nap. As I said, this layout took me, I think, like 12 hours from the start of the layout to the end of the layout. Obviously, it didn't take me 12 hours to do, but just filming, a few minutes at a time while my baby was asleep. So, I added a couple of little banners. So one says Little Love and then one says Dream Baby, which I thought was cute. And then, yes, I'm adding the Dream Baby. And so, yes, that's right. I'm looking at my sticker sheet. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by looking at my layout on the tiny iPhone screen, trying to figure out what comes next. But I am looking at the puffy stickers, and there were a couple of stars on the puffy stickers that I added to the layout, and now I'm going to add some sticker stars, and then I'm pretty sure I'm done. I add some splatters, of course, because I can't not have splatters on a layout. That is definitely my weakness. Layouts do not look finished to me if they don't have a splatter. So I do add splatters to basically every layout. So there we go. I've added the stars. I'm covering the photo, although I do end up getting a bit of splatter on the photo, but you'll see. And then I am going with the navy Heidi Swap Colour Shine in navy, which I love. That is, I think, I'm going out on a limb here and saying my favourite Heidi Swap Colour Shine. The gold is good, but the navy, for me, is amazing. And then I have this other brand, which has a silver. It's actually an acrylic paint based mist, but it's silver, and that went with the kind of theme of the papers. So I am also adding that, quite a lot of that. It has a very strong acrylic paint smell, which goes away once it dries, but certainly when you're using it, you can smell the paint. But yeah, sprinkling the silver on, and then we are done. I'm going to show you the close-ups, and that is it. So don't forget, I will link the cut file down in the description box. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video. All right, bye.